Indeed! And greetings upon you, yes, you, the beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me here again on another day, another opportunity for us to add up. You know, we're adding another day to the stream, surely. We're adding more moments of loving awareness shared with one another. We're adding more significance, in my opinion, just to being alive. Gabby Goo joining us first on the Reddit again. 2 times in a row. I feel poor, but who's keeping score? You feel poor? Gob. Gob, what do you say right now? Oh, like for me, like so I was like legitimately thinking about you today, and I was like thinking about you in this context of you being first yesterday, and kind of like you talking about the fact that every single time you come into the stream, there's already momentum going. You know, like it's already friends who are willing to share some of their thoughts, some of their perspectives, and it's so nice having you here, Gal. Thank you for joining us. I believe Shannon melt that picture. That's the way I feel today. Like, oh goodness, Shannon, I'm like literally exploding. I'm straight up melting. I feel like I ate 8 grams of mushrooms today. You know, I'm on day 4 of my fast. I almost like I got like this close, you know. Like I can't exactly close my face. Maybe a little bit shaky. Like this close to breaking my fast yesterday. And instead I went to sleep. You know, and I woke up this morning. Thought I was gonna be a little bit in pain because of all of the yoga we did yesterday. And I just felt amazing. Went through my chat, saw that I had all I you know, it was already work decided for me. So instead of having the luxury of choosing what I'm gonna do with my day was like hijacked. And the first response in me was like, oh woe is me. Oh no, my day is getting hijacked. Oh no, not that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, no. Instead of considering myself a victim, I am going to be the expression of love. I am gonna go and do the things. You know, to hell with it that my day gets hijacked. I am going to hijack the thing that is hijacking my day. And I did that. I showed up for it. I still could do what I wanted to do. I, felt amazing, kind of like really paying attention to myself, to what it is I'm doing, and to this message of the little things add up. Friend, everything that you've done, every single moment that you choose love as opposed to fear, it adds up. You are changing the world. You're like, me, Melt? Who are you talking to? Yes! You are changing the world, friend. Like, legitimately. Not even on a joke, not even on a woo woo hippie level. You are changing the world. Every single day that you show up for love, every single person that you pay attention to, maybe just listen to them. Every single, person that works in services that you get to share love with instead of sharing, angst or hate or disgust with, you are changing the world. I was thinking about it in this context of right of way, like if you want to move in a certain direction, or maybe you're in a car and someone wants to merge in front of you. There's like two types of mentalities, to go by. The one is, no, me, only me, no, me, no, just me. Or there's the other side of it where you're like, oh, also me. Please, me, go ahead of me, because there's no rush. Where are we rushing to? Why is it we have this mentality of like only the individual? I believe instead of thinking of ourselves as just the individual, we are now empowering the individual. Instead of being these victims to our reality as individuals, we're empowering each and every single one of us. Empowering you in this moment. Do you feel powerful? I hope so. You deserve to feel powerful. I'm gonna take a Hermes Plur sip. Tastes good. I'll read us something worth saying, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper, shall we? Realize, realize that you are that. And you're like, that? And so much more. Once again, realize that you are that. And so much more. The little things add up, friends. Every single thing that you've done in your entire life has led you to this moment, right? And I know it's cliche to say it that way, but it's the truth. It is the truth. You are the truth. Your message, your presence in this moment is a fact. Like it's a fact. You are here now. Like you've never been anywhere else in existence. You are here now. Quantumly entangling yourself with all of infinity, just if you can be 1% more aware, if you can be 1% more loving, if you can do one thing today, one thing that is benefiting you, benefiting your environment, benefiting the people around you, it's going to add up. And thinking of it in this context of us all having this role to play, in changing the world, literally changing the world. Like I feel in the current state that we are in, there's so many things to be perturbed by, right? Like seeing darkness. And instead of looking at the darkness and feeling like it's something that is overwhelming us, realizing that we are the ones that is shining the light. That we're here to shine our lights, and in doing so, we're literally going to abolish, melt away the shadows itself. I laughed so hard. I feel like the Hulk of love and happiness. Yeah, shadow. Jovan, I hope you know. I do think you do, but maybe you don't. I like straight up tagged your username in today's title. Like, Jovan, I love you so much, my friend. So, so much. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for doing the little things. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. You make our day, like every day. You're the best. No, you. No, you, Gob. You're the best, friend. I'm making sounds, right? I'm moving pixels. The light is flying into your eyeballs. It's just noise. You're the one making your day by showing up. So thank you for that, friend. Thank you for being in this moment with me. I genuinely believe that even though this tree might be a little thing, it's adding up. It's adding up in our collective consciousness. It's adding up in this understanding of who we are. It's adding up in this ability to empower ourselves. And in empowering ourselves, allowing others to be empowered. You living your truth, you living your life, you being your most authentic self gives others the permission to do the exact same. And more authentic, more full, more loving and present beings in this world is going to change this world. It's going to make this world a place that is worth living in. So thank you. Thank you for being present. Hey, Toast Malos. I was thinking about you so much today and yesterday, Brother Bear. It's nice to have you here. Carnage. Yo, it's the dancing Redditor. One of the titles, sure. Put it like a little badge. Thank you, Fred. Morning, Eden. Thank you for joining us. I don't hear anything. You probably have to unmute the little button, friend. Thank you for asking, though. Hi, a swimming experience here. The good to add up, indeed. Peace and love. Peace and love to you, friend. Thank you so much. You are love toast. Thank you for the rainbow hearts. I appreciate that so much. Pixels flying into my, well, not pixels, light flying into my eyeballs amid from that little pixel. Now I get to see literally a rainbow of loving hearts. Like I'm just trying to imagine, right? Like in the normal world, the world that we at least found ourselves in as normal human beings, right? Initially, caveman people, for example, I would literally go my entire life and maybe see a few rainbows, right? Maybe, let's say, like at most, what do the estimates be? Like 100 rainbows, max 1,000 rainbows, right? I would be able to see 1,000 rainbows in my entire existence, and yet here, because of the technology that we have, I get to see Toasty's rainbow. So thank you so much for that, Brother Bear. Start doing things. That's the thing, Barry Jeep. That's the thing, friend. Lane, joining us again. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bear. How are you doing, man? How is school? How are you? 100% fire. You, friend. You. Can you show us some cool dance? Stage anxiety suddenly. I mean, I don't know how to show you a cool dance, friend. What I do when I dance is I put one foot down when the beat goes boop, and then I put another foot down when the beat goes tss. Right? Like dancing is not hard. You can dance with a single finger. Just move yourself, Red. Your body wants to move. Always great to see you, Toast. Unmute far. Thank you so much, Mammy, for joining us and for helping our friend. What kind of mental illness is this? Monatomic. It's very interesting that you say that, right? Because mono means one. I don't know what tomic is supposed to mean, but there is this understanding of monotheism, where there is only a oneness, the belief that there is only a oneness. So if there's anything wrong with me, it's the same thing that's wrong with you, Fred. Morning over there. Thank you for joining us, Mammy. Sending you so much love. Can I get a girl? I'm Indian, though, for your information. And short. I mean, why not, friend? I'm sure there is a girl out there for you, like there's one for me as well. But I don't think we're supposed to be searching for them. I say that. My grandma, I got to send, well, I did send my grandma a message just telling her that I'm thinking loving thoughts about her. And she sent me a message this morning. Like, she's like, oh, thank you. And then the next sentence is, when are you getting married and having kids? Essentially, right? She's like, how do you plan on finding a girlfriend with what it is you're doing, sitting in the middle of nowhere, showing up every single day? I don't think you'll be able to find a girlfriend doing that, she says to me. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point, Grandma. I'm not searching for a girlfriend right now. I'm doing something that's more important. And when I've done what needed to be done, right? Like, and I mentioned to her in so many different, little fractals. Like the one fractal that I mentioned is that at this point in my life, it would be irresponsible for me to get into a relationship. Not so much for myself, but for the other person, because I would have giga expectations, right? And it's not expectations of her having to change herself. It's just her having to accept me for what it is I'm doing right now and what it is I'm going through. Like, I'm too busy to pay attention to myself most days. Never mind a whole other person that is I'm in a relationship with. One. Two, I am not even remotely in the financial situation to be able to support myself, regardless, support, my divine feminine. And then three, like, after I have built what I'm building, then I'll be ready for a relationship. So I like basically transmit this information to her. And she's like, oh, okay. I respect that. I get it. I just want to be a great grandma, right? You say great grandma? We say in Afrikaans, oma grootjie. And I'm like, okay, grandma. Fortunately, one of my cousins are getting married. So I was like, I'm sure he'll pop out babies soon, grandma. You'll get to be a oma grootjie. Good morning to you, Nancy. Thank you for joining us, friend. It's an honor having you here. It's called socialization. Yes, it is, Carnage. And yet, here we are. Socializationings. Socializationizing. Socializing. Thank you for joining me, friend. Introspection equals conscious effort to be your best. That it is, friend. And here we get to introspect together. We get to look to the parts of ourselves that we know is possible. We get to encourage one another. We get to manifest. It's called MDMA. You think I'm on MDMA right now? Nano. Yes, we got another one, assuming I'm on drugs. I'm actually less on drugs than I usually am. I do partake of marijuana, and I've been smoking marijuana kind of aggressively, let's say, for a few months now. And I was like, bro, you're overdoing it a little bit. So I'm taking a break right now. I'm on day 4. And on top of that, I'm also on day 4 of a fast. So if I'm anything, I'm high on ketones right now. And you're like, what is ketones, Mel? So when you fast, when you don't eat any food, your body is like, fuck, I don't have any glycogen and I still need to live. And then you use your fat cells. Like, the reason you store fat instead of glucose is because fat is basically double as energy dense as glucose is. So it stores these fat reserves on your body, and then it like breaks those little fat reserves apart. It turns it into something called a ketone body, the same thing that you were built out of in your mother's womb, by the way, which is pretty interesting as well. And then your brain and your physiology runs off ketones. But this is the caveat: your brain runs more efficiently on ketones than it does on anything else. So it can be quite an experience. Hey, Diana, thank you for joining us, beloved friend. Such a pleasure having you here again. How are you doing today? Feeling a little bit better? I hope you got empowered yesterday. The gliding goblin girl. Oh my goodness, I needed this today. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. I show up every single day as an opportunity for serendipity, and you telling me that this is what you needed today, it's done. Serendipity had. So thank you, friend. Thank you for being that as well. Normie's in the chat today. It's gonna be that way, though, Toast. And it's gonna be that way, and all we can do is be loving as much as we can because the normies, as much as it pains me to say that word, are just us. Us without knowing that they're us. Stop helping your kids, kick them out of your house as soon as possible. This is the result. Crazy, crazy peoples. You think this is the result? I mean, like when I turned 18 and finished high school, I moved out of my parents' home because I wasn't allowed to have sex under their roof. Like opening up and sharing, some personal truths. That was literally one of the ultimate reasons why I moved out. Oh goodness, like you want to hear a little bit of a yikes story? Sure, Mel. Share the yikes story. Fine, I'll do that. I'll share with you. So, I was in this relationship with this girl, and it was kind of like a haphazard, rushed relationship because I got out of a 2.5 year relationship that ended because I was an atheist at that time of my life, and the girl I was dating for 2.5 years knew this from the very start, but she was a Christian, and I guess she assumed that she would be able to change me or something. And when she kind of clicked that that isn't the case, she broke off the relationship, and I got into another relationship 2 months after that, and I had her over at my home, and we were physically active, if you will, and it was fun. It was a good experience. There was a lot of love between us for one another, and we parted on good terms as well. And I've sent her a message recently, just sending her some love, and it's like she's well. And the girl I used to date, the one that broke up with me because I'm an atheist, is married now. Like I think she married last Saturday. I don't know, 2 Saturdays ago. So she's married, and I'm so happy for her because I wouldn't be that for her, and that's what she wanted. Like she really wanted to get married, and I was like, bruh, we can please chillax. So now she got to have that side of her fractal, and I got to go through that experience, and I got to learn from that experience. But I'm basically staying with this. I go back with this girl to her place, and like I get this message from my mom, and like she's battering me because she found a condom wrapper in my dustbin in my bathroom, and I'm instantly like ticked off. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then say something about it, right? Like if you do that to yourself, if you go searching for something and you find it, that's your fault. That's not my fault. That's your fault. You found that which you were looking for. And then she was like, oh, I can't believe that this is what you've been doing. Oh, like suddenly now you're no longer who I thought you were. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, Ma, I'm exactly the same person. Just because I have, autonomy over my own body and I get to experience the beauty of reality doesn't make me any less myself, not even remotely. And I came back home, and my parents sat me down, and they were like, there will be no fornication underneath our roof. So you either have to, you know, end this relationship or you have to move out. And I was like, seek. I'm moving out. So I did. I got into an apartment in Pretoria. It was really close to the girl I was dating at that point. And I didn't have a job. I had, at that point, like 3,000 bucks saved, like my entire youth. I could save 3,000 bucks. And then I moved into an apartment that was costing me 300 bucks a month. So at most, I could pay for 10 months of rent, but I have to eat food and I have to pay for fuel and that yada, 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 yada. So I was tripping. I was like, oh, fuck, what am I gonna do? So I started like searching for a job, got a job in sales. I was an AV salesman, so audio visual equipment, projectors, microphones, speaker systems for large corporations. And I could make 20% commission on like corporate prices. So like I sold microphones that cost I sold microphones that cost like $100 for $300, and then I could take 20% of that as commission, right? So it's like right off the bat, a little bit scummy, and then like there was like added scum on top of me having to be this person, like, oh, you like golf? Oh, I also in fact like golf, having played golf twice in my life, and one of those two times I literally broke a driver's head off. you know I also like golf, in fact, just to make a sale. And I noticed that that wasn't serving me, but it was at least making me some money, right? Like I was getting a salary of $350 a month, and then yeah, 350 bucks a month, and then I could make commissions on top of that. And I was like, okay, I guess this is one way to do it. And I was like reading Grant Cardone's books at that point, and he was like really touting that being a salesman is the one way that you can, create abundance in your life. And I was not experiencing any joy. I was like feeling like I was killing myself during that whole process. And it was such a visceral experience, really getting to see how I was like hurting myself trying to be this thing that the world kind of expected me to be, right? Like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and then just doing that thing. And it didn't, friend. Like, it didn't help me. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go and be an English teacher in China. Flew all the way to China, was like stuck there for a year and a half. I was supposed to be only there for like a year, and then the COVID epidemic broke out while I was in Shanghai, one of the most populated cities in China. And then there was like a global lockdown. Like the flights were grounded. I couldn't leave the country. My visa expired. They extended my visa. That extended visa expired. I got arrested. And like, fortunately, the Chinese jails are kind of chill. They put me in like a cell for a few hours at most, and there was like an interrogation of like, why am I still in the country with my visa expired? And I'm like, bruh, you do realize that I cannot leave even if I wanted to. Hey, is that a Christian? Christian is in chat. It's a freaking what? I'm tripping out. Your poor mother, man. Why would you do that to her? I didn't do anything to her. She did it to herself. She did it to herself, dude. Loving the stories of having to move out for the sake of coins. Of course you're joining with this chat, Christian. When I'm like really melting away, oh, ego? Nah. Nah, fam, just throws all of the fire over it. I love you, brother babe. Thank you for joining me. I miss you, dude. I'm like viscerally looking forward to being over at your place soon. Very, very soon. Less than a month, dude. Yes, it's gonna be fun. Okay, so and then I came back from China, right? I came back from China and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now, dude? Yes. And I was staying with my parents. I think I spent like a month and a half doing essentially nothing, like just smoking weed again, playing Dota 2, watching videos, like eating junk food. I was happy because I was like, oh goodness, I'm not in China anymore. And then it dawned on me that this is not sustainable. I cannot continue doing this. The little things adds up. And if I keep doing these little things over and over again, what it's going to add up to is not what I want. And I was like spending some conscious time thinking, and it was on the last day of 2020, of 2020, and I was just sitting on the porch, looking out, and I had this resolute feeling inside of myself that from tomorrow, I am going to start streaming every day for a year. That was the initial goal. I'm gonna start streaming every day for a year. I have this thought, and then I started doing that, and this is where it led us, friend. So kicking your kids out of the house isn't going to make them any less crazy, dude. Like, try and love your kids as much as you can, because the time you have with them, your kids and the life that they've led in the house is 80% of the time you will ever spend with them. And vice versa. The time that you spend with your parents in your parents' home is 80% of the time you will ever spend with them. Realizing the importance of that, realizing how, the time you get to spend with your family adds up as well. Try and make the most of it, friend. I didn't mean to say it, Lamau. I was replying to a comment in the red over there. It's okay, Carnage. Thank you, friend. I think I've missed a few. Melty. Where do you get all of these stellar shirts? Cody, like I've had these shirts for like 500 days now, basically. I got them at the mall. I don't know how. I went to the mall and I was like, clothing shop. And then I walked into said clothing shop and they sold shirts. And I was like, yes, this, this is one of them. Thank you, though. I appreciate you joining us, Cody. So much love to you. Thank you. I was down. Thank you. Feeling a little bit better, Diana. Christian tuning me a little bit, just poking in the ribs. Love you, Brother Bear. I'm here with you all, lurking with love. Thank you, Isaac, for joining us, Brother Bear. It's Christian, man. What a trip. What a trip. Loving you, Love Melty. Well, look who it is. Toast Malone joining us as well, even untitled. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bear. What's amazing is that in that time of doing nothing, you were doing so many things. It's incredible how we feel like we are in the present moment. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's incredible how we feel like where we are in the present moment is what we've been missing. It is always. Why can't I fucking read right now? Seriously, Isaac. It will always feel that way. You're right. You know, you are right. But I was like, as you mentioned, like even though I was doing nothing, I was doing the nothing that needed to be done. Right? Like I needed that time. I needed to be in that present state. I needed to be that version of myself to again be informed which version of myself I wanted to be. So even if you're doing nothing right now in your life, instead of battering yourself for that, just pay attention to the patterns. If those patterns serve you, and if those patterns will serve you going forward, and if you come to a conclusion, and I'm leaving these things very ambiguous. If you come to a conclusion, start taking action. You know, like just start showing up once a day, one little thing at a time. Hey, buddy, he's lying. He stole those shirts from an orphanage. I mean, they were big orphans, dude. Like the shirt is too big for me at this point. Yes, see, like I was like, I'm a sleeper at this point. Like you cannot see my body in the shirt. The normies. What a delight of a person you are. Oh, Nanul, he's just being a little bit spice malized. For real. I am that more. When you feel like you were that more. You're right, Eden. Thank you so much for knowing as well. Nice person you do. Love the us versus them cool kid vibe. Nanu, there is such a thing, right? Like that we do that with pretty much everything, you know? Like we create a this is me and they are them type of mentality so that we can feel some sense of knowing where it is we're standing. And if someone, you know, right out of the bat is combative or negative or wants to, you know, share hatred or disgust or, you know, all of the parts of ourselves that we all have, you know, we can all do that. We can all share hate. We can all share, you know, like, oh, fuck you, dude. How dare you say this thing to me? I can do that as well. But instead of doing that, we're doing the opposite. So instead of thinking of ourselves as, you know, separated, we're the same infinity. We're just leaning into this side of it, where in this context, the normies is trying to lean into the other side of it, friend, and trying to just, you know, pay attention to that. Just pay attention. My face hurts from laughing and smiling so much. Yes. Christian, the truth bearer. Christian, please, dude, spare me, dude. By an inch, it's a stench. By a yard, it's hard. What the fuck, Isaac? What the hell does that mean? Who is this? I'm Reddit. I almost said I'm Reddit. I'm Meltmore. Reddit Phils. Thank you for joining us, friend. A wise man by the sounds of things. All I know is that I know nothing, friend. I'm like, you just see, I'm small, dude. You just like thinking. I mean, if I pay attention to just the sheer scale around me, dude, like there's a mountain, you know, in the background right now, and that mountain is like 2 kilometers away from me, and yet it's so fantastical in scale. And even though it's fantastical in scale, it's like a little blip, you know. It wouldn't even be able to. Well, you would actually, maybe mildly be able to feel it on the surface of the planet. Never mind the scale of our galaxy, never mind the scale of the universe at large. And yet, regardless of all of that, here we are, having a moment with one another. So that's what it's about for me, friend. I don't claim to know anything that you don't know already. I'm just speaking to the truth that is already in your heart. You're so cool. Yeah, I get you, friend Edge Lord Spotted. Hey, you reading this? Yeah, you. I like your smile. Thank you for smiling, friend. Thank you, Jovan, for sharing that smile as well. Lane, I was thinking about you a lot yesterday, actually. I summoned you with rain. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The synchronicities. Thank you for that, Jovan, for manifesting. It's been a while. We gotta catch up soon. Dude, please, friend. Little things add up. Dude, you have such a good energy. Thank you. Sarcas, sarcasmic. Is it a mix of orgasmic and sarcasm? Hmm. What would sarcasmic be in that case? Would it be someone falling for your sarcasm? Is that a sarcasmic experience? Or would it be two people sarcasming one another? That sounds extremely sus, but like sarcasm back and forth. Maybe that's a sarcasmic experience. Thank you for your username and for your love, friend. Uh, Looking forward to having fat chats on the stream again soon, y'all. Coming for you soon, bruv. Shrek and Fiona style. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get your game on. Don't play. Yes, I want to be dragged out of here, kicking and screaming. Thank you, brother, brother Christian. We miss and love you, brother Bear. I look forward to being here and being there, being in this moment, having chats with you again. If you're worried about who you are, who you're becoming, look in the mirror. There you are, as you've always been. And we look at ourselves and we see a person and we can create stories, right? Like I was like really thinking about this today during my yoga session. When I brought my hands to my heart, I have these two, like I have an infinity mirror in my yoga studio right now. And I was just like looking at myself. And I was usually I pay attention to different things, but this time I was just blank. I was just like, huh, who the hell is that? Is that me? Is that the I am that I think I am? Hello, Peppy Longstockings. You wanna come and sit on my lap? Nice silly girl. Mush, 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 mush. You're it, friend. You are it. Every single day that you show up for yourself adds up into infinity. 1% of you showing up, 1% of you being more aware, 1% of you being more loving changes everything. 1,500. Make your dreams come true. We're doing it right now, friend. Manifesting as we're talking. As we're talking. Do you used to visit Victor Flamo's Spanish guitar playing streams? I can't say that I have. Good morning, Tears. It's nice to have you here. Loving your colors today. Thank you, Fire. Loving you, friend. Thank you for sharing your love with us. Hello again. Welcome to our heaven in South Africa. Thank you, Mammy, for joining me in this place. Damn, that finger about to make me act up. Oh, goodness, those. Dude, I love you so much, brother Bear. Thank you for the wholesome rosy dove. It is the toast man, got a charming face altogether, especially with 10 smile muscles. I mean, for me, toast's, eyes is what it really is at. Billions of rainbows, billions and billions of rainbows, Mariah. Thank you for joining us as well, my friend. I hope you and the boys are doing so well. Joe Bot is an institution. She's probably the reason that the sun shines. She single handedly prevents climate change from escalating just by existing. Gob, weirdly enough, I know that you're like kind of saying that in like a tongue in cheek type of perspective. But weirdly enough, I believe you. I believe you, dude. Yes, Jovan, thank you for shining your light, friend. Thank you for making the sun rise. Thank you for making the animals live. I appreciate you so much. Divine Feminine. All of you are that, friend. Realize. Just realize. Not looking for a girlfriend is an act of responsibility. It's profound. I'm happy that you feel that, pup. I hope that it means something to you. I hope that it can maybe illuminate something within you. Even empower you, friend. I know that it will. I know that it can. I love you too. Thank you for joining us, Pop Medium. Good morning, friends. I'm on day 3 of my Canna break. Woohoo! Thank you for taking a break as well, friend. How's it feeling so far? Melt is so wicked smart. Dude. Oh, dude, you're flattering me now. I'm gonna stop smiling. No. I guess I can. Thank you, Toast. It took me a while to understand that some people thrive better flying solo. I was so hung up on the thought that we had to be with someone to get through life. Me too. Interestingly enough, Mammy. And you know what what happened to me? And this is why I have absolutely not a single, smidge of hatred or disdain for that girl that I used to date. Like I feel it's kind of like a dick move, to break up with someone because of their religious beliefs, because that's none of your business, you know. But then I was like really holding on to that. But at this point in my life, with the perspective that I have, I realized that all of the moments I got to share with her also added up to us being here right now, and I've shared this with you friends. She helped me love myself, by loving me. Like she showed me that I am, in fact, lovable. And her showing me that I'm lovable helped me love myself. So I would never undo it or never change that situation. Nova, Ermius Blur, Brother Bear. To you friends that don't know, and you might not even care, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, Nova, the friend that's just joining us, was actually the one that named this cup. And he chose to name it Ermius. And I think I added Plur to it. Plur stands for peace, love, unity, and respect. Ermius means God will uplift. And if God is a trigger word for you, source, the universe, you will uplift, peace, love, unity, and respect. So every sip of water that I take, I remind myself of that. And Nova was the one that helps me. So thank you, Brother Bear. Thank you, Nova, for joining us again. I hope you're doing well, friend. Thank you so much for the love, Shannon. It means the world. It really does. It's adding up. It's adding up. We're changing everything. No, sorry. I'm super new to Reddit, I'm guessing. And I'm basically only visit Haywire Hill. That's completely fine. I feel if you're gonna visit anywhere, Haywire Hill is definitely one of the places to. Terpillus joining us again, saying hello, Melt, and all of the awesome energies here. Sending love to you. Thank you for your awesome energy, Terpillus. Ermias Blur is the best name with the perfect meaning. I feel so as well, dude. Like I feel I resonate with it so much that I think about it even when I'm not using the cup. I was thinking about it today. I think I even sent that message to, you know, Mr. Wicked Witch. That's his username? Dan. Like I sent Ermias Blur, just the message to him as well. I think he sent Blur to me, and I sent back Ermias Blur. It's true, dude. You know. I know you know. I know you know that I know that you know. I know. No, you. What we got? Maddie, it's been a minute. Thank you for joining us again. Carnage says, it looks like you are wearing some Indian clothing. What exactly are you wearing? I'm using a scarf that was sent to me by a Mr. Merman. Technically, the scarf was sent by Stephanie, Merman's Divine Feminine. I have a blanket that I can technically spot from here that was made by Merman's grandma. Merman sent me a little fossil, and all of it came from America. So I'm wearing something that was sent with intention, and the rest of it is like a pair of sweater shorts. No, sweater pants. Is just saying sweaters? Is that the same as saying pants? I guess it doesn't really matter. But and then I wear a normal T-shirt, Fred. Like I don't know if it's necessarily Indian. My love comes with 10% spice. It's the way it's supposed to be. Love these stories that give us the fractals of Melt growing up. Thank you, Brother Ryan, for growing up with me. Like, and we don't have to go through these things ourselves. Like that's the beauty of being a human. We get to learn by hearing sounds. Where most beings learn by watching behavior. They can see an action being performed, and then they can gain information from that action and then perform that action themselves. We can learn from one another just by speaking. you can gain perspective about how you're supposed to process, how you can live your life more fully just by hearing words. And that in its own is profound to me. So thank you just for listening, friends. We keep the earth spinning. Yeah. Aunt B joining us as well. Thank you so much for sharing this space with us, Aunt B. Hey, it can take a while before Mel gets to your question. He always wears a pashmina, and the shirts are just always so colorful. That it is. I enjoy the pashminas because it's one, a scarf, so I can use it to stay warm. Two, I can use it to get cold by wetting it. Three, I dance with my scarves, almost like I let them represent the flow of the divine feminine, and then I get to be the solidity of the divine masculine while living into my divine feminine, allowing myself to flow, listening to music that can be again masculine in the ability to structure, and then listening to the beats that is again the divine feminine's heartbeat that we shared with while we were in our mother's womb. So there's like, I know that might be a lot, but I do everything with intention, friend, including the scarves. For some reason, I had a dream about trying to inject heroin in my arm, and it was such a weird dream. I'm happy that it was only a dream, Nova, and maybe if anything, like it was something to show you that that is not a fractal that you want. Hey, little bug. I wonder why these dudes keep drowning themselves. I wonder if they have wings. Like, or does he just like walk into my water, flick them away? He doesn't drink much, fortunately. In fact, it likely makes you more yourself. That it is, friend. Everything makes you more yourself. The more you allow yourself to be yourself, like you don't find what you want in the world, you find what you are. You find what you are, friend. So ask yourself, why have I been finding these things in my world over and over again? Why did I find this space today? Why? Why are we here? Just sitting with that question a little bit. Fash, morning to you. Thank you for joining us, friend. With the warm temps of South Africa, the flowy clothing probably helps keep melt from melting. That it is, mammy. You know. Happy day to you. Thank you for joining us, Lisa. Dedicated to Jovan, so beautiful sister. That it is. Thank you for joining us as well, Lisa. Man, how's Dublin? I hope it's doing well on that side as well. Sounds like capitalism to me. I need Mel's timeline so I can see where the gaming computer fits in with this moving out. So the gaming computer came when I came back from China because I got to save a little bit more cash. I got to save $6,000 about. I got to save about $6,000 at the end of my China trip, and then I spent 4,000 of that on a gaming computer. I know. Stop. I know. Me too. Yeah, I was also like, and I'm still, and I like. There's parts of me that regrets that purchase, but there's parts of me that had to make that purchase for me to realize that purchasing things doesn't do anything for me, right? Like I had this conceptualization of a gaming computer of like, oh, I used to be a big gamer. Now not so much. And like I got into PC gaming at the age of 14 after being a PlayStation gamer before that. And like I got into Dota, and it was great, and I got to play so many games, and I had so much fun playing games with friends, and then talking about games at school. And I would go onto these computer sites, and I would build myself these elaborate computers, and I would fantasize about how happy I would be if I could have such a thing. And then I went to China, and I earned enough money to buy myself one, and then I bought myself one, and I was like, we're happy. We're happy. I thought I was gonna be happy if I buy myself this gaming computer, and then no. In fact, no, it doesn't work that way. And then I got to spend the other $2,000. Technically like 1,500 and something, 1,600 and something. I got to I spend technically not. I got to give it to a friend in exchange for a work of art that he has made. He spent the whole year of 2020, he spent painting this painting, not knowing if it's going to, amount to anything, not knowing if he'd be able to sell it. And as soon as he posted, like literally, so he posted like a photo just of the painting, so like perfectly framed. And it's a photo of Jupiter. And as I've seen that photo before as well. And it was like awe-inspiring the first time that I saw it. It's this beautiful transition of like yellows, oranges into this blue, and all of it's like turbulence, like chaos within nature, but beautiful chaos within nature. And I was like, dude, the beauty of our universe, like what an honor it is to be alive. And then I see that there's more photos posted on his like timeline or his WhatsApp status, and I noticed that, oh shit, I didn't just see a photo. This dude painted this thing that I just commented on. And I was like smoking a joint at that point, and I write these intentions on my joints, like setting a message within my heart as to why it is I'm smoking something, instead of just, I'm gonna get blazed as fuck. So I was like smoking a joint of evolution at that point. And while I was smoking this joint, I see this painting. I get to have this back and forth exchange with him. And I was like, yeah, like I need to buy this painting. And I told him that I want to buy this painting. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna like auction it, and I would like to make like $1,500, or I think he said like I would like to make like $2,000 or something. And at that point, I literally had only 5,000, like 20,000 rand, to give it in rands. 20,000 rand, 636 rand, 20,636 rand I had in my bank account. And I told him, I'll give you 20,000 rand for it. I'll give you, $1,600 for it. And he was like, okay. And I literally paid him on the spot. And after doing that, I smoked another joint, kind of like in celebration of this surreal experience. And the second joint I smoked was the joint of wisdom. And those two little Garricks I've kept, and I've stick them to the inside of the frame of that painting. And ever since, I've smoked a bunch of other joints, all of them having these intentions written on them. And I've stick those intentions to the painting as well. So even though I'm looking at something beautiful from the front, at the back there's all of these intentions. So, and that painting has brought me so much joy, so much surreal thought, so much, genuine expression and understanding. And it was a purchase made with the intent to support a friend, where the computer, even though it was, technically twice the price, maybe like, 2.5 times the price, it hasn't done as much for me. Surely I've learned a lot, but I could do that, with my cell phone as well. But yeah, like the little things add up, friends. The little things add up faster than we can ever realize. Goodness, I missed a lot of them. Ermias Blur is the best name. For some reason, I had a dream. Maybe the bug was thirsty and was trying to drink water, and then maybe as they were drinking, you lifted the cup and made the water splash and kill them. No, he was still very much alive, Nova. Like he was walking around on my finger. I feel like games distract you from reality. I don't think they distract you from reality. They empower a different reality, right? Like you realize that you are a being beyond comprehension. Like you are more powerful than we could even be able to articulate in this moment. And that place of power, that realization of your true power, can be more expressed within a game world, because you are empowered in that world to do things fantastical that you might not be able to do in this world. And I feel that's why we're drawn to it. But realizing that you have insane power in this world as well, you can play this game as well, I feel is what it's, what's important to realize. Like games in themselves shouldn't be demonized, but should be used in balance. They can, similar to books, I find that if you have intentions with games, being conscious of how you feel or what you want out of it, I like how it trains your reaction time and imagination. There we go. I couldn't agree more, Isaac. Instead of playing for 4 hours mindlessly, I decide I want to spend time in this fantasy world, enjoy the details of a piece of art that developed. Yeah, that developed it. And that's the thing. Like games, at least some games, are literal works of art. Like for me, the game that comes to mind when I think of a work of art is The Witcher 3. When it comes to experiencing content, like watching a movie or reading a book or listening to a piece of music, and there's understanding and a message being conveyed in that. The Witcher 3 was one of the most beautiful stories that I've ever lived. It was such a surreal experience. Like I got to play the DLCs as well, and there's a Heart of Stone DLC, and that story devastated me. Like literally, I've never felt so deeply about any story in my entire life. And that, being able to experience something like that, being able to go through like live in a work of art, being able to play a game is quite a surreal experience. Last month, someone tackled me into a wall by accident, and my back slammed into a brick wall. And since then, I have been experiencing back pain and a tingling. So maybe it's related. Nova, please, 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 please. And I know it's difficult. Please, but please consider doing some yoga. Doing some stretches. Like it really helps. I also have like lower back stuff, and ever since I started doing yoga, I don't have it anymore, dude. So please, 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 consider it. I feel the toxicity from games comes from the culture of popular online ones. They provide seasons and battle passes that make you feel like you don't play all the time and you lose progress. Not only that, but those games are also a little bit more skill based. So if you don't play it a lot, it's not as fun to play, right, Isaac? And I like there's a lot of games like that, but it's a it's a feedback loop, a dopamine feedback loop. They basically hack your brain. Oh, thanks for the perspective, Isaac. I never understood gaming. That's it, Shannon. I think it depends on how you use games. Spending time with your friends in a game could be a relationship builder, or opening a space for your friends to share things that they otherwise wouldn't. Exactly that, Jovan. We're creating worlds for ourselves, and we're going to keep doing that. Like, that's not going to change. All we have to realize is that we're the ones in power. Like, we are empowering ourselves by doing that as well. The developer is eliciting a response of falling behind. I find this is similar to the tricks of TikTok and all these shorts, keeping our attention onto the next shiny thing. That's the problem. And it's like it's gotten to seconds, literal seconds of attention span at this point. So you friends being able to be so present with me, I mean, for 52 minutes now, it's impressive. Like you are literally the 1% when it comes to attention at this point in existence. Like just think about that. Like there are billions, and I'm like literally billions of individuals scrolling TikTok right now, content, mindless, mindless. Oh, that's funny. No, 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 no. Oh, what has happened in the last 5 minutes? Did you learn anything? How much did you, and you friends being able to stay here is impressive. Like it's actually like I'm not even bullshitting right now. It's legit impressive. It turns out I might have scoliosis, a sideways curvature of the spine, and it took 3 doctors to notice it on my x-rays. After I kept going in my back pain and tingling symptoms and arm weakness, I second doing yoga, Nova. Consider it, Brother Bay. It really does help. Now, like Elden Ring, it's a beautiful world you can pick up and put down, and it's nothing to badger you with notifications or changes every week. You are allowed to take your time, and it's a world. It's literally a world, and I still haven't experienced the fullness of the world that is The Witcher. Literally, like there's still more to experience. I just haven't gone back just yet. And that world is still there. It's not calling me. I don't have an anxiety to get back to it or feel like I'm, as you're saying, missing out because I'm not there because it's done. It's like a work of art. Like you don't feel you're getting anxious because you're not looking at a work of art right now. You can go and look at that work of art when you feel called to it. No. Hey, Merman, I hope you got to hear me talk a little bit about you, Brother Bay. Thank you for joining us. Not to sound spicy, do you ever feel like the job is/was indeed serving you? It was only you that was not server of the self. Mariah, I feel yes, it did serve me because again, with this context of these little things add up. If I didn't work that job and I weren't in the place that I was, and I didn't meet the people that I did, and when with the place that I was in, I was going to this modeling agency, and because I went to this modeling agency, I met a friend. This friend took me to a bar. I ended up meeting Adam and Christian. Because of that whole exchange, I met this girl, on one of the runway shows that I did, and I complimented her dress, and then this girl ended up being one of the people that helped me get to China. So everything was exactly the way it was supposed to be, Mariah. It's just I realized that those little things adding up helped me change. It helped me pay attention to where it is I'm supposed to be going. Trash Child, what's up with you? Thank you for joining me. Mr. King yourself, Helio, so much love to you. Again, Merman, so much love. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a speed rush, just saying hello and love to all of you friends. Hey, Heather, I was thinking about you again yesterday and this morning, actually. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to have you. We meet again. Goodness, I feel like I'm falling behind. I have seen a chiropractor for my back, so yeah, might be more helpful than yoga. Friend, your body is made to move. That's what I'm gonna say, Nova. Like, if you don't move, that's when you die. Dead things don't move. So that's the only thing that's gonna help, friend. I'm serious about that. You have to move. My lower spine curves to the right, causing a leg length discrepancy. So I understand, friend. Seeing a chiropractor, wearing custom or orthotics all day, and doing yoga and stretching twice a day has helped tremendously. Thank you for sharing that, friend. We just want you to feel better, Nova. That's the thing, dude. Like, you doing yoga doesn't make my life better. It makes your life better. And my job is to make your life better. My life, I feel I've been gifted. Like, sure, I don't have yet the financial abundance that I would like to have. I would like to do a lot more. I would like to help a lot more people. But at this point in my existence, I'm, in the words of Aunt B, I'm doing what I can with what I have, where I am. All we want, all I want is for you to be happy, is for you to feel more empowered, is for you to experience the beauty of this world, is for you to feel like you matter. That's what I want for you, friend. I want you to be happy. Melt with the colors you are wearing. You remind me of a flame, a big wake, a glowing fire. So much love. So much love to you, Eden. I'm so happy I got to read that one. Melt, you help me love myself. That, that, toast, goodness. Like, I can die right now a happy person. Okay, not just yet. Not just yet. But seriously, like, on a very visceral level, my job is done. Like, if you love yourself more, I have done what I'm supposed to do. So, Toast, thank you, Brother Bay, for being willing to share it with me. No plur was mine, you scallywag. Thank you, Toast. Thank you for reminding me, Brother Bay. Giving all of the honor to Toast. I'm going to add like 3 links. Ermius was done by Nova. Plur was added by Toast. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's stuck now, dude. It's not going to go away. Wow, thanks, Shannon. Your love, Nova. We just want the best for you, Brother Bear. We want the best for you. What do you think about the dark planet approaching Earth that will destroy us all? I think until then, we get to share love with one another. I'm just teasing. Oh, Brother Bay, it's you know what? Toast? No. From now on, I'm gonna honor you every single time that I talk about Ermias Blur. Melt, can you see me? Looks straight at Miss Mouse. I can see you, friend. I can see you. No, big things like religion aren't things that you should settle or compromise on. It's hard to make it work when you're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. For experience, it's better off. I agree completely, Eden. And again, those little things added up to where it is we are right now as well. All the love for the Ninja fam. How's tiny little human? I hope well. Hey, Kartha! Can't stay and chat, but love everyone, and I hope you all have a great day. Kartha, I would recommend, like, seriously, I don't do this a lot, but I recommend that you watch this stream. Even though you can't stay right now, please watch this stream. It's only gonna be like an hour one, dude. Yes, it's like power so much, and I want you to feel that power as well. I want you to experience some love. Thank you for joining us, for sharing some of your love with us, some of your time. Get some crazy bummer news yesterday. My closest friend continues deeper into the darkness part of his life, and it's painful to watch, which means we're down a groomsman for the wedding. Oh goodness. Oh, Isaac, that sucks ass, dude. I'm here with that, with you. Yassi. I'm sorry, my brother Bear. Suddenly my mind, puts me as this as the replacement for your groomsman. Suddenly, for some reason, my doctor doesn't think I have nerve pain. I have hot and cold feeling, tingling sensation every day on my back, and that's not normal. But I have read scoliosis can cause nerve pain. That it can, friend, and movement can help with that. Like, that's the only thing. I don't know what else to say, but the bay. Like, I want to help. I just want to help. I dated some guy that was a big relic, and I'm like a religious person, I'm guessing, and I'm not, very much not. We would do the dirty, and then he'd roll over in bed and start reading Bible verses to me. Legit the funniest thing. I had to walk away from that. He was so set on converting me. Ninja Peach, Eden, and unfortunately he didn't. And because you got to experience that, and that also was a little thing that added up to you being who you are, you meeting Corey, you two, loving one another authentically, and then from that love, originated little, fruit cup. So everything was exactly like even that was exactly the way it was supposed to be. But thank you for sharing that story. That's hilarious. Gross. It's kind of funny though, right, Gob? Oh, friends, I'm gonna skip to the present moment with you just to make sure that I don't miss anyone. I want to make sure you friends are all seen. What do you do for a job? This is my job, Kyle. I empower you every single day, dude. Fucking love yourself. Love yourself. It's all right. It's all right. My best friend left in North Carolina, and I haven't seen at all. Just got so sick with COVID. Danger of getting my parents and aunt sick as well. Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Isaac, for sharing more of that of me as well. I hope you can find the light and you continue to shine. I think he will. And even if he doesn't, that's his path. Like he doesn't have to climb the mountain. He can walk around it if he wants to as well. Made breakfast and started to cook lunch. Now I'm back. Thank you, Diana, for being such a beautiful mom. Thank you. I appreciate you, right? Like I know that it's sometimes difficult for the kids to say that I'll be in this moment, your kid, thanking you for being such a good mom. Thank you so much, my friend. I haven't seen him in like 2.5 years. Less bummed that he won't be at the wedding, just sad that life has stomped on him over and over. He just missed out on the bachelor party as well. He's been looking forward to seeing me and this wedding for literally like a year now, and it has just ripped away from him. So just feeling somber for my friend. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Like I can say a bunch of things, but I feel I'll rather just be somber with you right now, dude, instead of, creating a narrative. It's okay. It'll be how it's meant to be. We will plan time to see each other. Poor guy just works 6 days, 70 hours, barely scrapes by, and just keeps giving him life just keeps giving him curveballs. Oh goodness, dude. So many of us as well. That's the thing, Isaac. Like it's not just your friend. Like there are millions of us going through that right now. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because there's only so much we can do as an individual right now for one another. But by showing up in spaces like this, I genuinely believe it empowers us more than anything. Convincing ourselves that we're these separate entities, just floating through space is not something that serves any of us. Did you know hospital that patients with burn units and recovery units play on game consoles? Being able to escape into the universe helps coping with severe pain, even depression. Wow, that's actually amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us, Heather. He's such a beautiful soul, but he's been nailed with an abusive physical and emotional fiance. His business is straining from no help, and I just want to be able to help more than I can. Like Isaac, I'll say this, and I know it might sound insensitive, but what's coming to my mind right now in this moment is we don't find what we want, we find what we are. So him staying in this abusive relationship and going through all of these difficulties, getting COVID, I don't know how he got it, but it's him finding parts of what he is looking for right now, and I don't think he's a victim. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think he's a victim. I think he needs to experience this as well, even though it might be painful to be outside and to see this, going down, and you're like, oh fuck, dude, there's a better way. I know you know, Isaac. I just want to send you some love with you, man. Share some love with you, man. Thank you for listening, friends. I feel really good about everything. Not upset from me at all. Just imagining a world where my Justin has peace as well. I know you are. I know you are, but the bear. Thank you. Thank you for just like living into that loving awareness, Like even though this might be the case, you still choosing to share that love. Keeping my head up though, got tripped out realizing that none of my grandparents will be there, and now him as well, just manifesting the most positive love there. I know you will, brother Bear. And it's gonna be good. Maybe it would have been too much if they were there as well. So, and you were talking about that, right? So maybe you've manifested them not being there because it would have been too much. Isaac, you powerful being, you. Jupiter is her ruling planet. Oh, what are the odds of that actually? That is awesome. Interesting. We use game consoles like Wii Fit, physical therapy, and also VR sets too. Like VR can be amazing for like I believe VR is going to be one of the biggest revolutions to personal fitness as well. Fun to play with Wii as an 18-year-old grand. Really is. Don't care for the assumptions. Video games are antisocial, make people antisocial. Honestly, many people are actively social while playing games. Like my brother, that is his way of socializing. Like the when he's the most social is when he's playing games with his friends. So I completely see that as well, Heather. But you're also with the shifting situations that are happening, would be harder to move through them. It would be, Mariah. Thank you for choosing to be here with us today, actively using retrospect at all times. Same. Goodness, I want to share love with all of you friends, but I'm having a hard time. He's out of the relationship now. The guy is totally 180, became insane, stole money, and vandalized. I feel bad because I say so many things like this to him. What? You just get worried about him. Most of us, oh, like what I said to you, I'm guessing. Wins and some losses. Poor guy has taken L's straight for the past 3 years. And like he is in that world right now, Isaac. Sorry for the sad. No, no, you're completely fine with the bear. This is what you need in this moment, and I'm here to give it to you. We're here with you, but the bear. Like him taking these L's over and over again is creating this story within him of I am someone who takes L's, and he keeps living into that, and as a result, he keeps experiencing it. Something sad. My aunt, she had a boyfriend and had been dating on and off for the past 10 years. They have two children together, but he doesn't spend any time with them, just plays games instead of being with them. You see, that is when you're disconnected from reality. That is when you're not, when you don't have balance. Play games with your kids. Have them be with you, if anything, if you need to play games. But that is not something that serves you. So thank you, Nova, for like paying attention to that as well, Brother Bear. Art, I think my stream might have dropped on this side. Maybe not. Maybe it dropped for a little bit. Mm. Art allows us to experience emotions and perspectives we would not have without the influence of said art. Video games are immersive, artistic expressions of choice. They only further amplify ourselves, especially when the choices we make oppose us. That's it. That's it, Toast. And again, with this mentality of empowering ourselves, those things empower us because we get to notice just how choosing different things impact our game world and then by extension impacts our actual reality. Hey, antisocial, like good. No, so much love. The Whittle Coda? I hope so. I think you remember talking about, little Peppy for a second there. Say things like, I say so many things like you don't find what you want, you find what you are. Everything happens for a reason, etc. And you know what the crazy thing, Isaac? He might hate you for saying those things. I've been hated for saying those things. But as soon as he realizes, as soon as he opens his eyes, he's going to be like, oh, yeah, Isaac was right. Isaac knew something. And Isaac wanted me to know it as well, but I was unwilling to. And he's on that journey, Brother Bear. Trust in him still. He makes 100K a year, but doesn't own a car or buy a home for his family. That just proves how disconnected he is from reality. And he has a family too. How sad. Sometimes people just don't want to hear it and they get annoyed and angry. Yeah, that's it, Nova. That's it, friend. And there's nothing that we can do other than just be present with them as well. I have to go to my classes soon. Games are how I socialize on RPAN and raves, I guess, and work now. How has the work been, Brother Bear? Frankie, it's nice to have you here as well. I don't know if the Reddit stream is still going. It might be. But I hope that it's been at least, good. And you're right, Toast. Like thinking about the world we're living in right now, we used to be these social creatures, like social creatures in the context of going out and meeting one another at a certain place, playing board games or throwing frisbees at one another, like, and with the global epidemic, we were forced to be a little bit more digitized and to not have any social situations, because it's experienced in the medium of games is absolutely absurd. So if you are using the things in your life, literally, no matter what it is, if you are using the things in your life with intention of sharing love of yourself, and in so doing, equipping yourself to be able to share love with others, please, please take care of yourself. I feel that Wait. Work has been pretty nice, man. I feel I'm going to excel here. I know you're going to excel here, there, Toast, because again, now you are in a situation where you get to be a node of that light. You get to be a node of consciousness. So every single person that comes into that, smoke shop, you get to encourage them to smoke with intention. And that's maybe like me projecting a little bit because it's something that I feel has changed my life, but you get to be that loving presence. You get to be that awareness in that space. And by doing that, putting out ripples into the universe, dude. Every day you show up at that workspace. Every day you get to smile at a customer. Every day you get to make a sale, knowing that this person is going to experience this cannabis and maybe, have a loving experience, encouraging them to have a loving experience. You will change the world, Toast. Thank you for changing the world, Brother Bear. I feel that it's tough because he gets and believes those things. Sometimes he calls me and it's like, this happened. And I'm like, what? Didn't that just happen last week? I have something to share with you later too. Please send me a message, Toast. I look forward to it. I get stoner vibes all day. Dude, like Toasty. You have manifested this, Toasty. Literally manifested it. It's been a great stream today. Loving the energy all. Have a good class, Mel. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I have like three more comments to read. Miss Mouse says, I missed your live yesterday, so I watched last night laying in my swing on my deck. The chipmunks, hummingbirds, blue jays, and cardinals. Love you. Oh, when the rabbit appeared, you are like me. It's been very hard feeling alone. Thank you, Miss. That's exactly it. Like we're all sharing the same heart. We're sharing the same truth that is the most fundamental truth to us. This understanding of awareness, of presence, of choosing love. And we're not separate. We're not that different. And by noticing that, being able to see that in the external world, we realize, oh, I am not alone. You are not alone, Miss Mouse. We love you and appreciate you. Thank you for choosing to be here. It's 1 a.m. It's gonna go bed soon, dude. Like I'm gonna leave, fortunately. So I hope you get to go to sleep lovingly. I hope you feel better, Nova. I hope your back feels better very soon. Please, tomorrow morning, just do some stretches. Huh? Would you do that? Please? Please, I want you to feel better. Please. Thank you for the love is true as well, Miss Mouse. I know that is an expensive award. I appreciate it so much. Love is true. Love is true, friends. That's the only thing that you need to know. Like, you can know nothing. You can be told only one thing in your entire existence. Love is true, and it will serve you. I'm serious. I hope everyone here today can look past the stress and find the beauty that is so around us. Please take good care of yourself. Take good care of yourself, friends. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I look forward to seeing you, friends, again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, I will, since my back does ache and tingle every day, may as well stretch. I don't have any treatment. Please, Nova. I'm like, it will serve you, Brother Bay. I have class right now, so I wouldn't leave, otherwise, Nova. I feel so giddy, but I have class that I have to get to in technically well, it's already technically on, but it's officially starting in 14 minutes. Love to you. Love, 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 more love. Thank you so much. I'll see you friends again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.